Welcome to the Humans at KPARK podcast, where we introduce you to people at Kingwood Park with unique talents, interests, and stories. Each episode will feature a new guest, and all episodes can be found on KP Times or on YouTube at KPARK Media Podcast.
Hello, everyone. I am your host, Jack Coffey, and this is
Sal
Morales. Today we are going to be talking about the struggles of, English, man. It's a tough language. I am a native speaker, but I still, have problems with it. But let's just get right into it. Sal, what is the most difficult part of learning English?
The most difficult part I would say is, having to pronounce it, not having an accent behind the English that you speak, because people won't understand you easier. They'll just make a face at you.
Yeah. English, man. The thing about English is that there are so many vowel sounds that make different sounds, Like there's boat. That's a weird word, boat. B-O-A-T.
Yeah.
You could spell it differently and people would still be able to understand that's what you're saying. But with phonetics in English, it's so weird. Do you still find yourselves making mistakes with the language?
Just pronunciation. And obviously the accent. Sometimes it does come out when I'm speaking fast, or some words don't come as easy to me as I would in Spanish, or I would say it's the sentences that would make more sense to me speaking Spanish than speaking in English to get my point across something.
Yeah. My grandmother is not a native English speaker, and she's always stopping her sentences, trying to think like, oh, so this is what I would say if I was speaking Russian or whatever, and not in English. It comes across as very, very frustrating, because then you got to think in a different language, and you got to speak, and you got to do that translating in real time. And I can imagine that's very frustrating.
Yes.
So growing up, were you born in Texas?
No, born in Nuevo Laredo, Mexico.
I see. And is that in the north of Mexico or is it south central?
Right across the border.
Right across. So like around Brownsville?
Yes, or no, by Laredo. Texas.
I see.
Right across.
So on the west.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what was it? So how long did you spend there before you came here to Texas?
6 years. I spent 6 years in Laredo, and my parents decided to move over because opportunity. Just, maybe starting something better for the future of our family.
Yeah.
And I already had a bunch of uncles over here, so they were like, let's just go.
Yeah. Go
see what's up. And yeah, been here 12 years already, 10 years. So
10 years. Yeah, that's a long time. So was that like a big culture shock, or is it, sort of similar? Because, there's a very large Hispanic population in Texas, of course. So was that like a big difference, or, just a little bit?
It was a little bit hard coming to school, especially knowing that, not everybody's going to speak Spanish, and it was hard to find them because you don't want to just go out there speaking Spanish and they don't understand you, or, they just know half the language. But it was the same relatively. Like you said, everybody speaks a little bit of Spanish, or they understand. So it was sort of easy going in. But yeah, just learning, the English language and, having to sit through English class, learning vowels again is like, what? I already took that. What's the purpose of me doing it again?
Yeah. So you took, where did they just put you in like the normal standard English class in like kindergarten or first grade? Was that?
Yes, they just, so I got put in 6th grade. That was when I first came here to Kingwood. And prior to that, I had been at, I think it was, what's it called? I was going to Mc9 for the English class there because they had all the programs there. So they had a little class for everybody to go learn a little bit. But it was kind of useless. So I just walked into the school, just like whatever English I had, and just make do. But everybody said it was fine. My English was pretty good. Just had to even out the rough edges.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of people. See, English, I've heard it been described as like, it's sort of easy to learn the basics of it, but then, mastering it, it's pretty hard because there's so many like rules and, different problems with the pronunciation that's hard to get. Are there any like phrases in English that, come pretty hard to you, or, just anything that like stands out as, man, that's kind of difficult?
Please and thank you is
Thank
very
you, really?
different because it's like, if I'm speaking fast, it's like please or thank you. You know, just say the YOU is like, it's so hard. It's three letters.
Yeah.
But when you say it really fast, it kind of just comes out all in one piece.
Yeah.
The you. So it's like, I don't really, it's like, man, they stay looking at me, but it's whatever. I mean, they understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, please and thank you, I would say, is pretty hard. Just having to speak it out like that.
Yeah, that Y sound is very interesting. It's almost like an English exclusive thing. It doesn't really happen a lot in, especially Romance languages, you know, like Spanish, Italian, whatever. They don't really have that sound. It comes, I don't know, it doesn't really come naturally. It's very weird sound. Have you ever had any like funny interactions with someone regarding the language, or like oh, there was a sort of an interesting mishap?
Me and a guy at a gas station right there in the King's Fuel by North Park Drive. Mm-hmm. He speaks Urdu. And you know, I was fresh to Kingwood. We had just started, maybe I was 4 years into our shop, and I had kept asking him for, I think it was a cup of noodles. Mm-hmm. But he couldn't understand noodles. So I kept saying noodles, noodles. And in Spanish, it sounds like knots, noodles. so he could understand the Spanish. He's like, what knots? Like, and then he showed me garlic knots. And I'm like, what? No. And then I had to pull up a picture on a cell phone, and he understood me. That was my favorite part right there.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Urdu, that's Pakistan, right?
Yes, that's where he said he's from.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Houston, man, we've got a lot of different, you know, groups that live here. You know, Pakistanis, Indians, Vietnamese, Chinese, of course, Mexicans, other Hispanic nations, Venezuelans, Cubans. It's really, you know, sort of a melting pot. Was that very interesting for you moving here, or is it sort of, you know, just all the same?
Well, the thing is, in Mexico, you have people coming from South Africa, all the way down to Mexico. So, you know, you would see the different cultures there, and you would start to see, you know, people gathering in La Plaza, you know, having a good time with their families, or, you know, trying to make it out to have something to eat. But yeah, seeing all the different colors here, it was like, what? Yeah, you know, like it's very popular here to see, you know, a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Or, you know, we got a Korean barbecue place down the street. Or, you know, we have Whataburger right down the road. Yeah. It's like so many different cultures in one place. I think is great.
Yeah, no, man, that's what makes it special, you know, America. That's why people move here, because it's, you know, there's all
land of opportunity.
It's absolutely land of opportunity. Maybe not so much in the modern age as maybe in the past, but, you know, that's still, you know, hope back to that eventually. Yeah. You know, because everyone's from somewhere, right? I mean, unless you're native, I mean, everyone's an immigrant, you know.
Everyone has different roots from everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's got roots everywhere, especially in a big city, you know, like Houston. I know Kingwood is our little suburb, and, you know, in North Houston, but I mean, it's still a part of Houston, still part of that very vibrant, you know, culture that we have, and, you know, it is a very big attractor to the city. So. Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to add, Salomon?
No, sir. That'll be it.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to our most recent episode of Humans at KPARK. Check back soon at kptimes.com or KPARK Media Podcast on YouTube for more new episodes. Thank you.